Yo, what's good, everyone? It's Sal Post, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing fine, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever the time is where you are. It's great to see you here. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, morning, evening so far, guys. Before I start, please, guys, don't forget to smash a like on the video. And please, could you subscribe to the channel if you are new? That'd be fantastic. If you guys could do that for me, could you do that for me? That'd be fantastic. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is doing fine. Of course, good morning. Good morning, Sanjay. Good morning. Of course, hope everyone is doing good. What is the news? And getting on to that fan. Absolutely. Here we go. Hi, here we go. Big up. Here we go. Good morning, Kazi. How you doing? It's good to see you back as well, guys. So, obviously, there's been a lot of news surrounding Man United, a lot of people speaking about Man United, including, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. And again, we had Piers Morgan talking about Marcus Rashford again, which is disgraceful again, because we're getting into the realms now of bullying. And I don't like this, to be honest with you. I don't like this bullying culture that we're getting in England at the moment, that we're doing. And it's not good. Looking cold this morning. Is that a good thing, Kazi, or is it a bad thing? Cold as in you're looking cold, bruv. You're looking cold, or is it you're looking freezing? Cold means cold in obviously in Western languages like good. It's like you look good, man. You look dope. Basically, that's what it means at the end of the day. Thank you so much, mate. Anyway, regardless, thank you so much. But in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo, I want to go through his quotes in regards to Manchester United, of course, before I do anything. And if I bring up the quotes on the screen, of course. Look, at the end of the day, Cristiano Ronaldo will always be a legend for Man United, but he has been very, very outspoken in regards to Manchester United. And I'm going to bring up some of his quotes here. If I bring up some of his quotes, let me just get rid of this for you. If I bring up some of his quotes, if I can get rid of this, of course. Yeah. Basically, let's have a look. Yep. Let me get rid of this, guys. Absolutely. Anyway, basically what he has said, and get rid of this. Number one. Sorry, guys. Just get all that sorted out. And let's get rid of this banner as well, guys. Absolutely. Yeah. At the end of the day, he said, Cristiano Ronaldo said, Man United need time to rebuild because it's still one of the biggest clubs in the world. They understand that this is the only way. This is the way they start to change again. The structure of the club, the president, the infrastructure and everything. The owners of the club are investing in the training ground. I'm happy because things are changing. I'm not happy by the way it happened, but in the same way, we cannot, some points of our life sometimes, but it's done. It's already done. We cannot change some points in our life. Sometimes it's already done. In regards to, he's still got a little bit of bitterness there. I do sense that he regrets a lot of things that happened at Man United, of course, whilst he was there, especially on the second time, of course. His first stint at Man United, obviously, he became a legend at Man United. He would always be a legend at Man United. But it seems like in regards to these quotes, that there is something up with Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of the day, still lurking in the background, of course. Cristiano said, if Ten Hag listens to Ruud van Nistelrooy, maybe he can help. He knows the club, and the club should listen to the guys who were there. Rio, Roy Keane, Scholes, Gary Neville, Sir Alex Ferguson. You cannot go rebuild without knowledge. At the end of the day, this for me is half right. I agree with Ruud van Nistelrooy. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy has a big part to play in our future in regards to where we're going this season. Obviously, he has experience. He has experience of winning trophies at Man United as well. But when you're talking about Roy Keane and Gary Neville, does anyone forget that Gary Neville failed as a Valencia manager, failed miserably as well? Rio Ferdinand, his opinions are absolute dud. He comes out with ridiculous opinions, and the people he hangs around with, I'm not a big fan of. They're not great people. They're not nice people at the end of the day. Would you listen to those people at the end of the day just because they were ex-pros? I don't think so. It's multi-layered, as I said. There are some people who are, good for the club, like Ruud van Nistelrooy, who's concentrated solely on football. He's just a football man. Rio Ferdinand's just an entertainment guy. He's a banter guy. Roy Keane, I would have Roy Keane in the background. I wouldn't have him as a manager, but I would have him in the background to install a little bit of strictness if he still has that about him, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo on Ten Hag. Man United manager, you cannot say that you are not going to fight to win the Premier League and Champions League. You've got to say, like, maybe we've got the potential, but we're going to play. And I mean, this one, you have to try it. I mean, this one, I agree with a little bit. I agree with somewhat in regards to Eric Ten Hag. I do. You have to have an element of ambition. One thing I commend about Eric Ten Hag is his honesty. He's very honest in regards to what he was saying. But what I would say to the media, if I was Eric Ten Hag, not quite what Cristiano Ronaldo said there, but what I would say in regards to the media is that, you know, our aim is to challenge for the league. Our aim is to win the Champions League. That's what I would say in regards to Eric Ten Hag. You know, I wouldn't say, like, you know, we're not going to win the Champions League. We're not going to win the Premier League. I would say it's going to happen. That's the ambition. That's what we're aiming to do. That's what I would say, guys, in regards to that. But it's very interesting, again, it's Cristiano Ronaldo speaking up about the club. He also said he loves the club. Of course, he still loves the club. He would say that at the end of the day. But, you know, what I would say in regards to Ten Hag, yes, you know, don't be too honest sometimes. I know that we're not ready. We know that we're not ready to be where we want to be, of course. We know we're not quite there yet at the end of the day. But what we have to do, we have to give everyone confidence to say that that is our ambition and that is where we want to be. We are going to try. Trying is the key word here. Trying is the key word. I would love Man United to try and win the league. That's what I would love at the end of the day, guys. So, yeah, that's from Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. Very, very interesting quotes, of course. Let me give it that. Very, very interesting quotes, of course, in regards to that. What are your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo then? Talking about Manchester United, of course. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Here we go. Good morning, Kazi. Absolutely freezing cold. Looking cold this morning, Sal. Freezing cold. It's not cold at all. Got the air conditioning on. That's the thing. You know, maybe it's because I got the air conditioning on. I thought I put a bit of blazer on. I thought, no, not a blazer. What is it? A hoodie on. I thought I put a hoodie on. I would it be strange if I had a blazer. Imagine I came every morning with a blazer. Ugarte will start. Big up. We hope so. Good morning, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Morning, fellow Reds. Good morning, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Sal. Hello, all. How you doing, Jim? How are you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Ronaldo is still bitter about Ten Hag. Absolutely. I mean, what I would say about Eric Ten Hag, about Cristiano Ronaldo, is that yes, he does make some valid points, but there is an element of bitterness there. But I do agree with some of his points in regards to Ten Hag. Just look, at the end of the day, Man United should be aiming for winning the league. We are Man United. We should be aiming for winning league titles. We should be aiming to win the Champions League. But we are not ready. We know we're not ready yet at the end of the day. Ten Hag's being honest in the media at the end of the day. It's like balanced, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword for Eric Ten Hag, because if he's honest and he says, look, you know, we're not ready to win the Champions League, we're not ready to win the league, they're going to jump on him. If he says we're going to win the league, where our ambition is to win the league, that's where we want to be, they're going to jump on him as well. So he can't win. At the end of the day, if I was Ten Hag, I would just say, sorry, guys. I got cut off there. Really sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. We had a cutout, guys. My goodness me. Sorry, guys. But yeah, at the end of the day, look, it is crazy in regards to what Eric Ten Hag can say, what he can't say. He's going to be scrutinized no matter what he does. At the end of the day, we cannot compare Man United to what it was, but we do want to be there. And if I was Eric Ten Hag, if I was him, I would just say, look, that is the ambition, that is the ultimate goal, is where we want to be, of course, guys. Absolutely. Let me just get through. Big up. Let me have a look at this. When Ronaldo left the club the same season, we broke our trophy drought. Absolutely. Look, you know, Ronaldo will always be a legend, but you know what? You know, he's speaking about the club. We're not where we want to be. Let's be honest. We're not where we want to be. Man United should be challenging for titles as well. Man United should be challenging for Champions League as well. He's right in regards to that. But at the end of the day, at the moment, as I said, he cannot be criticising Eric Ten Hag for the way he's handling the media. Because no matter what Ten Hag does, he's going to be scrutinised, guys. As you know, he's going to be scrutinised. Ten Hag, yes, but Sir Jim, no, Ten Hag, the fan have no power about the player in Ten Hag out. I'm not sure what you mean by there, mate. Ten Hag out, yes, but Sir Jim, no. Ten Hag, the fan have no power about player in or at Ten Hag. No, the fans don't have a say in regards to that. As I said, I'm Ten Hag in, and I will be Ten Hag in until Christmas. And that's the way I see it. And at the moment, Ten Hag is our manager. He's going to be our manager for the foreseeable, of course. So at the end of the day, look, let's wait till Christmas, and then maybe we can analyze everything, and we can see how everything is at the end of the day. We can see where we are in the league, of course, and stuff. That's what we do. That's what smart a person would do. Just wait a little bit. It's only 3 games into the season, as I said. The Southampton game is very, very important, guys. Very, very important. And we have to win that game. We have to win that game, guys. No doubt about it. I'm going to say this. We have to win that game, guys. Absolutely have to win that game. Jim, I agree with Ronaldo. He has a winning mentality on this. I'm with Ronaldo with ego and some behavior. I'm with Ten Hag. Do you know what exactly, Jim? At the end of the day, I agree with what some of Ronaldo said. I do. I agree that Ten Hag shouldn't be going into the press conference and praising top 4. We don't want to talk about top 4. At the end of the day, we're Manchester United. We should be challenging for the league title. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be on about, top 4 at the end of the day. It should be about us winning titles, us winning Champions League titles. That's what it should be about. But at the same time, we have to understand where Erik Ten Hag is coming from as well. Erik Ten Hag is coming from a place of realism, and we're not ready yet. But how long are we going to be ready, guy? We have to start being ready, man. We have to start being ready. We are Manchester United. We cannot accept this Arsenal mentality of top 4. We are not them. We are Manchester United. Our bread and butter is the Premier League. That is where our promised land is. That is where we should be, guys, at the end of the day. I think we will miss out on top 4 this year. I think Ineos will use it as an opportunity to replace manager and start the rebuild. The manager will no longer have a veto over transfers. I think, what? Well, let's wait and see what happens at Christmas. If he fails, you know what? They backed him. They've done enough. They brought in a lot of players. Of course, we haven't brought in all the players we want. But at the end of the day, if we backed him, if he doesn't do well, they backed him, and they're going to say, look, bygones be bygones. At the end of the day, that's it. Enough is enough. You're no longer the manager. But we have to wait, and we have to wait until Christmas and see where we are. One thing to give about Ineos is that they have backed him, right? As much as they can, as much as they possibly can, and they have supported him. They gave him a year extension on his contract, of course, so he's going to be here for the foreseeable. So at the end of the day, they did back him, and let's see where it goes from there, guys. I agree with Ronaldo about winning mentality, but we ain't yet to be competitive in the league. Yeah, exactly, we ain't. But one thing I would say, Kenny, even as what Cristiano Ronaldo said, is that we ain't ready. But don't say that. Don't say that you don't want. Don't say that. Our ambition is not to win the league or not to win the Champions League. Mention it a bit more. Say it a bit more. And I agree with him in regards to mentality. These players are good enough, guys. They are good enough. Don't give me this rubbish. Who of Manchester City? All they've got is Haaland, right? At the end of the day, look, they play as a team. That's the way they play. They play as a team. You would say that Man United's team in the 1990s was not the best team. It was not. John O'Shea, Darren Fletcher, Wes Brown. These were not the best players in Europe. But they played as a team, and they worked as a team, and it all worked out at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'll say. Don't say that we're going to win the league. We're going to challenge for the title. We're going to win the Champions League. Don't say it like that, but say it like our ambition is to win the league. Our ambition is to win the title. That's one thing I agree with. Say it like that. That's what we want. At the moment, we may not be ready, but we're going to try. And that is the key word for me, try. And that's what I want to hear. Absolutely. Casimir, 50-50. Absolutely. It is 50-50. It's hard to pick the bones about it. It's hard to explain it in regards to, Ronaldo is right. Ten Hag is semi-right as well, at the end of the day. But one thing I would say is that this is where it becomes a double-edged sword for Erik Ten Hag, is that, if he does say we're going to win the league, he's going to be criticized, because if he doesn't, then he's going to be, you didn't fulfill your potential. If he says that we're aiming to win the league, or we're going to reach, no, not aiming to win the league, but we're going to reach top 4, and then people are going to say he's lacking ambition and stuff like that. So you have to meet it down the middle, and you have to say, look, our ambition is to win the league, and the Premier League. Of course, that's what we want to do. We hope to get there soon, and we will try. We hope. And that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. But he can't be blamed with everything, of course. Jim, when will we ever be ready, even if not? When Ten Hag should be saying in the press is the conference is we are challenged and we fight for the league. Words feed it into power, the power of the league. Tongue. Absolutely, Jim. Thank you very much, my friend. Absolutely. Do you know what? Even if it's not true, even if you don't believe it yourself, it adds that little spark that will ignite your season. That little spark that will ignite your season. Just that little spark can do wonders. Even if you don't win the league, right? Just say our ambition is to win the league. We are Manchester United. We hope to win the league and we will try to win the league. You know, we will try. Personally, I think, you know, we still have a way to go, but we are going to try. That's what it should be at the end of the day, in my opinion. All the fun, Man United need more world-class players, 6 more players in next year to win the league, NPL, Champions League. Obviously, Irfan, you love the players, you love the spending the money. You love spending the money, Irfan, of course, at the end of the day. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. But you know, it's not just about players; it's about building a team, and we need to build a team, guys. The team is the most important thing in regards to success, because at the moment we don't have a team. Matt, do you feel many of the United channels clickbait their audience? They constantly go on about the new transfers, even though the window closes. Many of them promise players are also too expensive. There are a number of channels who do that. I hate to do that. I don't like doing that myself. I know that the window is closed, but I mean, that's not to say that Ineos are not preparing for the next summer, but there are some clickbait people out there, and they do sensationalize their thumbnails and stuff like that to make it look like there's a big news coming and stuff like that. I don't like doing that. I report on the news, but there are people out there. I mean, you can name them. You know, at the end of the day, look at this. There's big transfers coming. Oh my goodness me, good big transfers coming. Things like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that sort of thing. I like to speak the truth and stuff like that. Relatively, I was 80-90% right in regards to the transfers this summer, and I'm proud of that at the end of the day and what I went on about this summer, of course. If Ten Hag plants the seeds of powerful words, players will pick up. Absolutely, Jim. And these players are not rubbish. They're not rubbish. They're not far off where they need to be. Absolutely. And this is the winning mentality. It is a mental thing. What happens with England during the Euros? When England lose against penalties, right? When England lose in penalties, they lose in the penalty shootouts again and again and again and again. They keep losing in penalty shootouts, right? When they start winning penalty shootouts, you know, they win and win and win and win. It's all a mental thing at the end of the day. It's mental. When a striker doesn't score a goal, you know, it's a mental thing because he can't score for 5-6 games. But when he scores a goal, he's scoring again and again and again. It's mental. You have the ability, Manchester United. You just need to implement that ability. And that comes from the top. Alex Ferguson, you're trying to tell me, right, that Sir Alex Ferguson, with players like, look, goodness me, Wes Brown, who was not world-class. John O'Shea was not world-class. Fletcher was not world-class. Do you know what I'm saying here? You know where I'm going with this? We won a league with those players. We won a league with Tom Cleverley. We won a league with. Do you know what I mean? Phil Jones, we won a league with. You know, this is crazy. Johnny Evans is at the club now. We won a league with. At the end of the day, it's all to do with a mental block. We have this mental block that we have to conquer. And when you get that mental block, that is when, you know, you have to try and try and try. And eventually you'll knock the wall down. You will knock the wall down and you will succeed. You can't get anything without trying. As long as you have an ambition, that is what it's all about. I don't want to hear about top 4. I really don't. At the end of the day, top 4 is great. We qualify for the Champions League, great. Trophies, championship challenge at least, and a Champions League qualification, and in aim to win the Champions League, not qualify for the Champions League and get knocked out in the group stage. That's not all we do it. We're not Arsenal at the end of the day. Big up, Jim. Big up. Great comments as usual, Jim. Do you think Salah would have got more out of these players? Almac, Jim, Almac, look, I love Eric Ten Hag, but Alex Ferguson would have won a couple of more titles by now, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. I am being totally honest. I don't think the league has been particularly strong over the last 10 years. I think it's been a prime look. Leicester won the league, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? I think it's been a prime opportunity for Manchester United to win the league over the last years, and they haven't succeeded in doing that. I don't think Manchester City are great. I don't. Honestly, I don't think they're the best team of all time. I don't. I think any Man United great team of the 90s or 2008 would beat that Manchester City team quite convincingly. If Sir Alex Ferguson was in health and he was managing Man United would be a lot more successful as they are. They probably would have won the Champions League. I would say that. With this team that he has right now, look, let's give it this way. If I speak honestly, if Sir Alex Ferguson spent the amount of money we spent in the last 10 years, where would we be? Guys, in the comments, if Sir Alex Ferguson spent the amount of money that we spent in the last 10 years, not just under Ten Hag, I mean, since 2013, where would we be and what would we have won? Those players were not world class, but they bought into the ideology for a psychological mindset. Absolutely, Jim. This is what it's all about, mate. You're coming with the gospel today, Jim. You're coming with the gospel. Absolutely. And it is about a mindset at the end of the day. You have to fix your mindset first if you want to challenge. At the moment, we're like, do you know what? I don't even think, I said it at the weekend, I don't even think these players believe. I don't think they believe. I don't think these players believe it themselves. And if they don't believe it, who's going to believe it? You know, we're believing, I'm believing. Do you know what I mean? I'm believing. I think De Ligt is good enough. I think Licha is good enough. I think Mazraoui is good enough. Mainoo is good enough. I think Casemiro is good enough. I think all these players, Ugarte is good enough. I think they're all good enough. Do you know what I mean? We just need to have that spark and have that belief and do it. You know what I mean? And believe it's going to happen. Absolutely, Jim. The only way to come back to the top is the way to play more Harry Hamas. The problem with the EPL is top level now. The problem with the EPL, as you said, Fan, it is top level. Yeah, there is a number of teams in there who are challenging now, but I don't think it's as good as it's ever been. I think Sir Alex Ferguson has been in far harder title challenges. In the 90s, it was far more difficult, much more difficult, and I will prove that with every single team had world-class players back then. Every single team had at least one or two world-class players. Even Southampton had Matt Letizia, who was world-class. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, when you're looking at it now, it's been a prime example, perfect opportunity for Man United to win something major. But they haven't succeeded. And the reason they're not succeeded is precisely what Cristiano Ronaldo said, is because of the mentality. It is the mentality, guys, at the end of the day. No player messed with Sir Alex Ferguson. Otherwise, there's the door. Goodbye. Absolutely, there was the ruthlessness about Manchester United that we don't have now. I mean, Rashford would have been dropped a long time ago, in my opinion, personal opinion. Rashford would have been out the door, in my personal opinion. He wouldn't have survived at Man United the way he's been going on under Sir Alex Ferguson. We would dominate the world. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, Hayden. At the end of the day, Hayden, we would. With Sir Alex Ferguson, with $1 billion spent, do you think Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't have won anything? Alex Ferguson would have been winning title after title after title. He would have been there. He would have been thereabouts. They breathed a huge sigh of relief when Sir Alex Ferguson retired. If Sir Alex Ferguson was managing Manchester United right now, having spent $1 billion, Man United would be the dominant force in world football right now. I guarantee you it. Amen, brother. Big up, Jim. Big up, of course, all day long. I believe in Angel Gomez coming back. I hope so as well, Hayden. I think he might come back. You know, you never know what's going to happen in the summer. Of course, he is a free transfer. A player I believed in, as I said yesterday, I believed in for many years. And I'm glad he's developed into the player he has developed into, of course, Hayden. Thanks for the comment. Man City, Chelsea have a lot of money in the transfer market. They do have a lot of money in the transfer market, but it's not just about money. Manchester City had money in 2013, but Man United smashed the league by 10 points, wasn't it? Or plus 16 points, something like that. Man United absolutely annihilated the league, you know, and even though Man City had the players, it's all about what the team. It's all about the team. It's all about how you put together a team, and it's all about the mentality. It's all about the mentality. At the end of the day, we have had more difficult leagues than now. This league has regressed since the 90s. It has regressed. The talent pool now is low. The talent pool. You're telling me, right? Let me give an example, right? Of course, let me give an example of Premier League football back in the 90s. And I'm going to say it like this. Premier League football back in the 90s. Right. We had Liverpool, who are a fantastic side. Let's look at Liverpool then. They had Steve McManaman, Robbie Fowler, Stan Collymore, right? They had Jamie Redknapp. Okay? They had Jamie Redknapp as well. You look at teams like Aston Villa, who had Dwight York, Paul McGrath, Mark Bosnich, Gareth Southgate, who was a good defender back then, Ian Taylor, Hugo Yekiog. They had a great team as well. You know, then you think of things like Blackburn, who have Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton and Stuart Ripley and Tim Sherwood. You know, then you had teams like Newcastle, who had David Ginola, Faustino Asprilla. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Gary Speed, David Batty, Philip Albert, you know, Shaka Hislop. You know, there's no comparison. I can go all day long about the teams back in the 90s. It was difficult. Nowadays, this has been a prime example for it. Good morning, Gray. How you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you back, my friend. Morning all. I hope everyone's up for work for 20 minutes. So just quick visit. Please like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much, Gray. You're absolute legend. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and hope family is good, my friend. Gray, good morning. You're right, Sal. It has regressed. Man United dominating most of the time. And look, let's look at the leagues now, right? Let's look at the leagues. Let's just look at Europe, right? When Man United won the treble, let's just look at who we played. We played the great Bayern Munich team, of course, with Salihamidzic, with Lothar Matthäus, of course, Carsten Janker, of course, Elba, of course, Scholes, Philip Scholes, of course. We had, was Oliver Kahn, for goodness sake. Liza Razou, for goodness sake. That was Bayern Munich. That was Bayern Munich. Well, they had Effenberg, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Carsten Janker. You know, then you look at Inter Milan, who had Zamorano. They had Simeone. They had Zanetti. Do you know what I mean? They had those, Recoba, Ronaldo, R9. You know, then you look at Juventus, who had Alessandro Del Piero, Filippo Inzaghi, Eka Davids, Zinedine Zidane. You know, you look at Paliuca, what was his name? Peruzzi as well. You look at that season and what we won and the teams we played against, every single one of those teams would smash this league title. They would win this league title. Blackburn Rovers, even teams like Blackburn Rovers had Chris Sutton, they had Alan Shearer, they had Stuart Ripley, they had Tim Sherwood, they had David Batty for a period, they had Colin Hendry, they had Tim Flowers, they had Graham Lassau. You know what I mean? You're talking about proper elite players here. Back in them days, man. Goodness me. Hayden, the future is bright. The future Manchester United revolution will be televised. I can't wait for our haters to see us shine. I believe they will cry for the best part of 20 years. I hope so, Hayden. I hope this positivity comes to the fore. I really do, my friend. I really hope that we do come back because we got a lot of people to of course, we really, really do. And a lot of people have been bantering us for years. It's about time we are back. We were back. And it's about time we started fighting for that title and fighting for the Champions League where we belong. And I believe we will, Hayden. I believe we will. We will get there, my friend. We will get there. And we will be here to witness it live in colour. We will be here to witness it, of course. So, did Blackburn Rovers win the title in the mid-90s? Alan Shearer, before he went to Newcastle, Andy Cole, former team. Absolutely, yes, he won. They won the league in 1995. Of course, we couldn't beat West Ham. We didn't score the goal. The ball just wouldn't go in the net. Andy Cole had a number of chances, and we couldn't score. Andy Cole signed at the beginning in the January of that season from Newcastle United. Man United couldn't win the league. Liverpool did us a favour. They beat Blackburn Rovers at Anfield, of course, 2-1. And we ended up losing the league by a point at the end of the day. We just needed one goal, guys. We needed one goal, for crying out loud, and we didn't get it. But do you know what? When I think about Manchester United and I think about what happened in the past, do you know what I mean? I think about when we've lost league titles and we've lost Champions League. Man United always thrived off adversity. Man United always came back and done something major. Of course, we came back and won the double with the kids team, of course, the class of 92. And then that team went on to win the treble, of course, and winning multiple league titles. At the end of the day, would that have been triggered if we didn't lose the league to Blackburn Rovers that year? Do you know what I mean? And I think about that. You know, it's the butterfly effect at the end of the day. You know, we got to look at it like that. It's like sometimes our defeats and our biggest downfalls, our biggest adversities have been the reason behind our biggest successes. When Arsenal won the league in 1998, we went on to win the treble. We brought in Jaap Stam, we brought in Jesper Blomqvist, we brought in Dwight York, and we won the treble at the end of the day. But would we have won the treble if we didn't lose the league to Arsenal at the end of it? Let's think about that. Do you agree? If Manchester City get relegated, would you take Pep? No, I don't know, mate. That is a difficult question, Hayden. If Erik ten Hag is not in the job, maybe, because that would be quite sweet, to be honest. It would be quite sweet if we did that, to be honest. Yeah, it would be. Well, you can go. Yes, they will, Almac. They will win the World Cup in my lifetime. I believe they will. They will win the World Cup. I think England came very close a number of times. I feel like they individually they had better players than Spain. If England had a better manager, they probably would have beaten Spain. I reckon even if Eric Ten Hag managed England in that game, England would have won with the pool of talent that England have. The problem is that England have had Gareth Southgate, and Gareth Southgate is tactically inept. He doesn't know what he's doing at the end of the day, and England still managed to reach 2 finals in a row in regards to the Euros. So at the end of the day, look, semi-final World Cup, final Euros twice. You know, if it was a decent manager in England, England would have won something already. But I firmly believe England will win the World Cup or the Euros in my lifetime. Absolutely. They'll win it in the next World Cup. They'll probably win the next World Cup. I definitely take Pep. Satish, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, a lot of people would. You know what? That would be funny, isn't it? Imagine Man United did get Pep Guardiola. Imagine Eric Ten Hag did leave and we got Pep Guardiola. I'm backing Ten Hag, though. I'm backing Ten Hag all the way, guys. I'm not going to give up on Ten Hag just yet, guys. Maybe wait until Christmas and let's see. Let's analyze where we are then and let's see where we go from there at the end of the day. But in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo and his comments, of course, as I'll take it back, there are a number of good things what he said, but there are a number of flawed things. There's some bitter things in there, but you cannot deny everything he said. Some things he said was absolutely true, and it was and there was nothing wrong with what he said because he's absolutely right. We need to install a better mentality into our team, of course. We do need to install it into our team. Much better mentality, of course, if we're gonna prosper in the future, guys. Now, I'm taking it back to TalkSport. TalkSport have been talking about Marcus Rashford. Now, we all have our reservations about Marcus Rashford, right? But one thing I said yesterday, which sticks, right, is that we criticize our own because they are our own. We don't need the media. We don't need any rival fans to talk about our players in a derogatory, in a slanderous fashion at the end of the day. Simon Jordan has been talking about Marcus Rashford and been talking about his mother. Of all things, he's been talking about Marcus Rashford's mother. He's been saying that Marcus Rashford's mother gets paid from Manchester United and Marcus Rashford. At the end of the day, yes, he probably does give money to his mother. I'd be mad. I'd be absolutely confused if he didn't give any money to his mother at the end of the day. Why are they talking about Marcus Rashford's mother? And why is Simon Jordan opening his mouth again about a Manchester United player? At the end of the day, if you've got nothing nice to say, if you do not know something 100%, if you've not got the facts to present to us, please keep your mouth quiet, Simon Jordan, because at the end of the day, do not slander players when you do not know the truth. At the end of the day, he's a Manchester United player and we back him over you every single day of the week. Stop talking about our players and concentrate on your own business. You concentrate on your own little podcast that you have. You know, I might learn something, but most of all, so might you. Why most of all, so might you? You need to learn something. You need to keep your nose out of other people's business. If you're talking about Marcus Rashford, talk facts. Stop making up lies about players and slanderous, dangerous lies, which is what it is at the end of the day. I think I'll take Pep without thinking what he has done. Football is crazy. I imagine him at Man United. We should have got him a long time. Ashik, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing fine, my friend. I'm fed up with the same media targeting United players, international breaks, so TRP. Yeah, exactly. I don't see any other team players harshly criticised. And it's not only that, Ashik. At the end of it, it's not only that. It's about lies. I don't mind them talking the truth. I don't mind them saying, look, they're not having a good game. They're not performing well. They need to do better. That's fine at the end of the day. But what I don't like is these fabricated stories that sell. You know, talking about Rashford's mother, talking about Rashford should do this, Rashford should do that, Rashford is this, Rashford is that. At the end of the day, how do you know what's going on with Rashford if you don't have the hard facts, my guy? At the end of the day, you should keep your nose out of other people's business, and especially our football club. We look after our own at our football club. We can talk about our players, but we're not going to slander our players. We're not going to make up lies about our players, as we won't make up lies about other players as well, of course. Satish, Pep is class at the best there ever will be after Sir Alex. After Sir Alex, of course, Satish, absolutely spot on. I agree with that. Ancelotti has us out, though. Ancelotti has us out because he's won so many Champions League. He deserves his props, guys. Ancelotti is a legend. Let's not forget about Ancelotti, guys. Personally, I would not take Pep. We are Manchester United. It's a rival thing. Absolutely, that's another thing, of course. I was speaking about the rival thing a couple of times a few weeks ago. In regards to the player, we were talking about the player like going to our rivals and stuff like that. You know, it is a rival thing at the end of the day. But would you take Pep at Manchester United if Ten Hag wasn't our manager? It's a difficult one at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I don't know. I would prefer us to actually, if I think deeply, I would prefer us to go after an Amorim or a Zidane or something like that and make our own history, make our own legacy. At the end of the day, that's exactly what I would do, guys. What's wrong with giving money to mummy? Exactly. What is wrong with giving money to your mum? What is wrong? I don't understand these people. You respect your mum. That's something to be proud of. At the end of the day, look, whatever Rashford does with his money is entirely his prerogative. It's nothing to do with Simon Jordan. Is Simon Jordan jealous? What's going on with him? Is he jealous or something? Is he upset about? Is he bitter about Marcus Rashford? Look, Marcus Rashford is not performing well. We know that as Man United fans. You don't have to tell us that. We know that Marcus Rashford has to be dropped. We know that. But one thing we don't accept is fabricated lies about our players. We don't accept that. Pep wouldn't join United. It would destroy his reputation. Even Zidane as well. You never know. You know what, Kenny? It can make or break him. Imagine if Zidane came in Man United and won the league, But don't worry, Kenny. Erik ten Hag is going to win the league. He's going to win the league, Erik ten Hag. Absolutely. Don't worry. Absolutely. Good morning, Mark. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, brother. Thank God we never got Pep. I couldn't watch this. He's boring, I know, Mark. You have a point. He is boring at the end of the day. He is. He's destroying football. And the one thing I don't like, as I said the other day, is that a lot of teams are copying his style of football. Just use your own style of football. Let's go back to a proper, exciting, proactive, positive style of football that we should be having. That's what we should have been with this pet ball, triangles, middle, boring, fall asleep football, chess game. Is that not what we need, of course? Ancelotti is better than Pep, hands down. Pep is a checkbook manager. Absolutely, Mark. I agree with that. And let's have it right? Let's have it right. At the end of the day, Pep Guardiola couldn't go to a Porto. He couldn't go to a team in the Premier League. He probably would go to Man United and he probably would flop, to be honest with you. The amount of problems at Man United, he probably would do badly. He probably get sacked at the end of the day. Why would it destroy his reputation? Did it hurt Jose? In regards to managers, Jose's reputation was a bit destroyed going to Man United, I think, at the end of the day. But Jose brought it on himself sometimes, and it's partly to do with the Glazers. At the end of the day, when you're run by the Glazers, it is very hard to judge a manager, in my opinion. Simon Jordan effects, he didn't get some money. Exactly. What does he want to do? Do a direct debit to Simon Jordan? Rashford, you got to pay Simon Jordan tax. You got Simon Jordan tax, pay some money to Simon Jordan. Is he jealous? What's going on? This has nothing to do with him. And at the end of the day, why are they piping up about Man United? They're always talking about our club. So far, we've had Casemiro, of course, talking this week, of course. We've had De Ligt talk this week. So far, right? So far. Listen, it's only Thursday, right? And we've had Rashford as well talk this week. For goodness sake. But what I would do, guys, brothers, sisters, what I would do, I would use all this hate and this bitterness, and I would implement it on the pitch and go on the pitch and win the goddamn game and rub their face into it. One thing that's going to shut all this media up completely is success and victories on the pitch, guys. That is what it's all about, in my opinion. Hi, Mark, brother. Greetings for you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone in the chat. Of course, Mark, my brother. Pep only reputation is he needs a perfect scenarios to win football matches. Absolutely. He's only won one Champions League for Manchester City, isn't it? Just one for Manchester City. He inherited a fantastic Barcelona team, which was created by Frank Rijkaard, of course. Frank Rijkaard built that football team, that Barcelona team. He was just lucky to inherit that team. The team of Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi, Messi. He inherited that. It had a big part to do with Frank Rijkaard at the end of the day, not Pep Guardiola. What did Pep Guardiola do at Bayern, by the way? Did he win the Champions League? Absolutely not. I would not let pride get in the way, take Pep the best in class. Truth is, he's a good man. He's a good manager, but I don't know if he will do well for Man United. And at the end of the day, lies around me. Good morning, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hope you're doing well. At the end of the day, look, it's a rival thing, as Mark, my friend, said. It is a rival thing. It is a kind of a double-edged sword in regards to managers and stuff. I would prefer us to build our own legacy, build our own players, of course, like we did under Sir Alex Ferguson, of course. Pep is world class. He could win the Champions League versus Man United 2011. Yes, he won a Champions League with a very, very good Barcelona team, which was inherited from Frank Rijkaard, right? From Frank Rijkaard. Sir Alex Ferguson in the first game made some tactical errors. Of course, we did. We didn't have money. We run under the Glazers, of course, as well. Let's not forget that. Sir Alex Ferguson was a genius to bring that team to the final. In the one at Wembley, in the final at Wembley, we were missing Darren Fletcher. We had no CDM. At the end of the day, we ended up playing Fabio and Raphael, both on different sides of the pitch. At the end of the day, wasn't it Fabio we played at right back when we were playing Raphael at right back for a long time? Sir Alex Ferguson made some tactical errors. It was a lot to do with tactical errors than Pep Guardiola. But let's not give Pep Guardiola all the credit. Frank Rijkaard, big up Frank Rijkaard. Let's big up the respect to Frank Rijkaard, of course. Taking Pep is wrong. He is a Man City rival. Everything that is wrong with the club. Never take a rival manager. It's a big one, absolutely. Of course, Chelsea manager is bad enough, of course. Bro, I will be soon. Absolutely. Big up, Mark, my friend. Big up everyone in the chat, guys. Big up everyone in the chat. I'm 48 and I'll give my mum money all the time, 400 a month. She is spent all her life, the years bringing you up. In their age, it's only weight you pay back. To say never do that enough. You know what? As we say in the Middle East, heaven is at your mother's feet. Heaven is at your mother's feet at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, giving money to your mother is nothing wrong with that. And I am absolutely disgusted at someone like Simon Jordan who's coming on and speaking that absolute crap, of course. He is a good manager. I just don't like his football. He is a good manager, but I don't like his football either. But I think for Frank Rijkaard has a huge part to play in that. And obviously the Barcelona Academy and, of course, La Masia, of course, has a huge part to play in that. No one ever mentions this about Frank Rijkaard. People tend to sweep that under the carpet. Bro, the reason anyone wants to have wealth is to take care of the family. Exactly. And if I had wealth, I wouldn't only take care of my family. I'd take care of my friends. I'd take care of everyone. At the end of the day, that's what we're about. At the end of the day, and looking after your family, your mother who carried you for 9 months or plus, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong in looking after your mother. Absolutely not. I don't understand. Just because he doesn't look after his mother, he thinks that everyone else shouldn't look after their mother. You know, obviously, he probably doesn't look after his mother. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, look, you know how arrogant he is and greedy. Hayden, wow, I can't believe we are talking about Pep like this. My goodness me, Hayden. Yeah, at the end of the day, he is a rival. At the end of the day, Pep is a fantastic manager. Let me get this straight. Pep is a fantastic manager. But to have him at Man United, it's very, very difficult. It's difficult at the end of the day. Would we support him if he became Man United manager? Of course we will support him because we support our own. If he came to Man United, of course we'll support him at the end of the day. Pep is a fantastic manager. We're not hiding from that fact, but I'm just saying that Frank Rijkaard needs the credit that he deserves. Barca paying rest, absolutely. Breaking up the games, the dark arts of football, falling down every time they get Man United. Every time they get the ball, they do that little touch and they fall down, get free kicks, break up the game. I know the game. I know the game, of course, guys. Are we normalizing not giving credit where it's true? Everyone is not giving. People are giving credit. Hayden, we're not going to lick his bum, are we? We're going to give him credit. We gave him credit. He's a great manager. That's all he needs to know. He's a great manager. Will I class him above Sir Alex? No, I wouldn't, in my opinion. And that's because he was not. Sir Alex was not a checkbook manager. At the end of the day, he won things with kids. I'm normalizing, bigging up Frank Rijkaard for the work he done at Barcelona, and you know, it's never mentioned in the media. At the end of the day, he's the one who brought through, obviously, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi. You know what I mean? You know, and that's the reason he got the job. Pep is a great manager. I think football has regressed the last 10 years. I think football is not as good as it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. That's what I think. Look, Pep gets enough plaudits from the media with his cheating, right? Let's not forget that, right? Pep gets enough plaudits from the media. We don't need to give him any more. We don't get plaudits ourselves. No one gives us plaudits. So let's not talk too much positivity about Pep. We talk it as it is at the end of the day. He's a good manager. He is a world-class manager. But at the end of the day, would you take him at Man United? He's a rival. He's a rival. Big up, always look after your parents. Absolutely, guys. We're cut from a different cloth. Absolutely. I don't like Barca, but Barca, to be honest, is the best team. Barca, and I play football. Barca were brilliant in that 2009 team. Some say they were unstoppable. I think we were tactically inept. I think we got it wrong, to be honest. Whether we would have won or not, we would have given ourselves a better chance to win the game. But they were a fantastic team, no doubting about that. Absolutely fantastic. Probably one of the best I've seen in my lifetime. Absolutely. Thank you, Frank Rijkaard, for building that team, partly building that team, of course. I like the old ways of playing football, the long balls and attractive passing. Not all, you know what? It's not all about long balls. Man United, Jim, is like Man United used to play an expansive style of football. They act like Pep Guardiola invented this type of football. Sir Alex Ferguson was playing this type of football in the 90s, right? At the end of the day, we were playing expansive transitional football in the 90s. At the end of the day, so let's not forget about that. At the end of the day. How about bringing Frank Rijkaard in to manage United? I don't know what Frank Rijkaard is doing these days. Haven't seen much of him recently. Big love to Frank Rijkaard, though. Haven't seen much of him. Stop Pep back to Man United. Who's come like Pep. Pep is not going to go to Man United, guys. Absolutely not. He would not go to Man United. I don't think he will. Not now. It's like Klopp going to Man United. Right, because he reminds us Sir Alex in the way he dominated football. Sir Alex Ferguson did it with kids. And at the end of the day, it's a big difference than spending money and doing it. You know, it is a big difference to do that. I mean, empty checkbook, of course. He spent all his money, of course. Built the academy, of course. You know, and yeah, at the end of the day, given a stadium, of course. 115, of course. You know, that still needs to be done. Let's not forget that. Expansive, that's the word. Exactly. And we were doing that from back in the 90s, guys. We were doing that back in the 90s. People forget this. People got short memories. Either that or they didn't watch football back then. At the end of the day, Sir Alex Ferguson was playing the most beautiful football during the 90s. I would argue that with anyone. Sir Alex Ferguson was playing beautiful football. Do you know what I mean? A beautiful football. No one cares about Man City. No one cares that they won the treble, the 115 treble. No one cares about that at the end of the day because it's not going to get the credit because obviously the way it would come about. No one is saying that Pep Guardiola is not a great manager. No one is there saying that. He's not. We're not saying that. He's had a helping hand, though. He has had a helping hand. Man United 4-4-2 was the best. I agree, fan. 4-4-2, 4-5-1 was my formation. This 4-4-2 is out of fashion, and this is a myth at the end of the day, peeps. One thing I do miss is the beef of the players against each other. How do you got players hugging each other? Absolutely, Hayden. Football is not the same anymore, my bro. Football's not the same anymore. It is like hugging before the match. Remember when the Arsenal versus Man United game and Roy Keane against Patrick Vieira? Do you know what I mean? That sort of rivalry, that is what rivalry was. These days, it's like, what you doing later, mate? Do you want to pop over, have a game on FIFA? Do you know what I mean? It's like that. Do you want to go out for dinner later on? We never used to deal with things like that. We never used to be that team. Do you know what I mean? Goodness me. I would love to see Roy Keane manage United or even Cantona. Satish, that would be brilliant. I'd love to see Cantona, but I just feel like they're too emotional. I feel like Cantona and Roy Keane are far too emotional. I would have them in the background. I would love to have them at the football club as coaches and stuff like that, as mentors, so to speak. But if Cantona and Roy Keane were at the club, goodness me, it doesn't always work like that. Do you know what I mean? You know, Roy Keane is a very, very overly disciplined man at the end of the day. And so Cantona is an overly eccentric man as well. So I would love to have them at the club in some capacity. I would. That would be beautiful if they did come back to the club, if they were at the club. But managing the club, I don't know. I don't know about that, to be honest with you. But you never know how well they'll do. No, you know what? Life, you don't know. You know, it might be a blessing. You know, they might come in and win everything. We don't know, do we? We're not, you know, we ain't got a crystal ball at the end of the day. And we don't know what's going to happen. For me, the best 2008 CR7 and Tevez, Rooney, Tevez. For me, 1999 was always my favourite team. The reason I like 1999 because it was built from the academy in regards to the class of 92. And we won it with a team that were not worth millions and millions and millions. You know what I mean? Like hundreds of millions. We won it with a team full of youth players and players that are worth like 2 million, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like Peter Schmeichel was 1.5 million. Ronnie Johnson was about 1.5 million. Henningberg was 1.5 million. David May was about that as well. Do you know what I mean? Gary Neville was free. Ryan Giggs was free. David Beckham was free. Paul Scholes was free. Roy Keane was probably our most expensive player. How much did Roy Keane go? $1 million or something like that. At the end of the day, look, that's the reason I like that team. In regards to the team of 2008, I think that was the most talented team in regards to squad depth. We had Gerard Piqué on the bench, of course, two players like that. Paul Scholes was like on the bench. Ryan Giggs, we had a squad of winners and we had to mix it with youth. It was a brilliant squad as well. It's very hard to say, but my all-time favorite will always be the treble winners of 1999. Long balls, short lobs, expansive football is the word I'm talking about, Sal. That's what I love. Exactly. Expansive football. But at the end of the day, you know what? I think, Jim, teams are getting too caught up in this tiki-taka type of 4-3-3 formation football. And I just feel like everyone's trying to do the same thing at the end of the day. And I feel like we have to mix it up a little bit and try new things at the end of the day. Big up you all, big up guys. Wingers putting crosses in, that sort of stuff. Absolutely. I posted a video on my Twitter the other day, of course, in regards to wingers and crossing, in regards to running, taking on your man, taking on the fullback, of course. Where do we see that these days? Where do we see wingers taking on their fullbacks these days? It's mad, isn't it? At the end of the day. The reason I don't use the money arguments in football is because every team spends money. They do, but Man United in the 90s didn't spend much in regards to Liverpool were the highest spenders in the 90s at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I don't mind teams spending money, guys. But spend money what you earn. You see what I mean? See where I'm coming from here? Spend money what you earn. Man United accumulate money from success. Man United accumulated money from years and years of success. Teams like Manchester City were given success. They were given a cheat code, basically. They were given a cheat code. That is why they got success. Without that money, no success. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? And that is what it is at the end of the day. Man United have always spent money that they have in their bank account. You know, money that is theirs, that they accumulate. That is how it's always been at the end of the day. Man City, on the other hand, and Chelsea as well, given. They wouldn't be successful without it. Big up, Jim, 100%. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Thank you, Jim. Nice comments as usual. Berbatov's the best free goal. I love Berbatov. Absolutely. Berbatov, he's one of the players who can still play to this very day. Still play to this very day. He is an absolute baller. Still plays football. Still keeps himself in shape. Absolutely. Big up to Berbatov. Great player, of course. Another thing is that Berbatov was very disappointed when he was left at the Champions League final, of course, at Wembley. Felt he should have played in that game, would have held up the ball a little bit better, of course, and played him alongside Wayne Rooney. I felt like we got that game completely wrong. Playing Ryan Giggs in the middle of the pitch against Iniesta, Xavi and Busquets is not the way to go. We got it tactically wrong at the end of the day. Of course, everyone is a genius in hindsight. As I say, everyone is a genius in hindsight. Who knows if we would have lost 5 or 6 if we did play Berbatov and we played another team. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, if we have the best chance of winning games, winning football games, we have to pick the best team, of course, guys. Absolutely. But, you know, that's the past of the past, and it's said and done, all said and done at the end of the day. But if Sir Alex Ferguson was still managing now, in the last 10 years, if he spent $1 billion like Manchester United have, where would we be right now? Where would we be, in your opinion? In your opinion, if Sir Alex Ferguson was still the manager of our football club, where would we be? Very, very interesting. I think, my personal opinion, we would have had at least a couple of more titles. I think we would have had at least one more Champions League, minimum. I think, if he was in manager of Man United. But of course, we're in transition now. This is a new Manchester United. This is a new team at the end of the day, and we have to back this process starting on Saturday against Southampton. It is a must-win, of course. We cannot afford to draw the game. We cannot afford to lose the game, God forbid. And it is very, very important that we win that game. I'll be doing my preview, of course, for the Southampton game tomorrow. I'll be picking my team and I'll be giving you the lowdown on what I think could happen in that football match. And I'll be giving you my tactical analysis of the football match, guys. Hopefully, we win the game and we win it well. If we don't win it well, as long as we win the game, that is all that matters at the end of the day. We have a chance now to pick ourselves up and you know, make everyone believe again. Love Dimitar Berbatov. Also, Dimitar Berbatov is a fantastic guy as well. Fantastic pro and fantastic person, of course, as well. So at the end of the day, guys, Saturday is the massive game. Yes, as I said, I will be doing a preview tomorrow for that game and bringing you my tactical analysis on Southampton against Man United, of course. Next, in the Champions League final, I need to play versus Ajax. Yes, you're a champion. I need to play versus Ajax. I'm not sure what you mean by that, fan, my friend. I hope we can start scoring goals again. That's the most important thing, Hayden. We're scoring 1 goal a month at the moment. It's a bit dry in regards to goals at the moment. If we were a desert, we would be the Sahara in regards to goal scoring at the moment. We are not very good at goal scoring, and we need to pick that up pretty sharp. It's because we need to score goals. 1 a month is not enough. Ashik, we need to talk about Lissandro. He gets away after 2 bad performances against Brighton and Liverpool. Casse and De Ligt was scapegoated. Your take? Both of them. I don't think anyone particularly covered themselves in glory, Ashik. I think that a lot of players do get criticised, but let's talk about the Brighton game. No one mentioned Maguire and his mistakes. At the end of the day, Legia has had his fair share of criticism. In my opinion, he's had his fair share. Many players in the team against Liverpool didn't play well. Our midfield was like a bagel FC. We were all open and we invited Liverpool at us. And that is the reason we lost the game, because we lost the midfield battle. In my personal opinion, in the Liverpool game, I don't think we were defensively bad. I think midfield, we had no midfield and we didn't have the cover in that midfield. The fullbacks were all over the place. In regards, I thought the centre-backs did okay. The fullbacks were not. Fullbacks were out of position. Again, Dalot was out of position, just like he was in the Brighton game. And I feel like, you know, we have to fix that sharpish. But it was a multi-layered problem that we had against Liverpool, not just one. There were many problems. I join you on Mark channel simultaneously, just to be fair, Jim. Absolutely, you are a legend, Jim. Absolutely, thank you so much for your support, my friend. You're an absolute legend. Thank you, mate. Don't forget to support all the channels, of course, guys. Sachis, Erik ten Hag must play the strongest team. Garnacho and Ahmed must start with Ugarte in midfield, Rashford on the bench, of course. Of course. Erik ten Hag must play his strongest team. Garnacho and Ahmed must start with Ugarte in the midfield, Rashford on the bench. He must do. He must do. I agree with that, Satish. Absolutely, I would play Rashford on the bench. That's my opinion. That's the team I would play at the end of the day. I would play Marcus Rashford on the bench. Ugarte might play some part of the game. Absolutely. We hope so. We hope he starts. I believe he's ready, Hayden. I do. I think he's ready, my friend. I think he's ready. Would you play him? Is it me or do we need more from our set piece? Absolutely, Hayden. Do you know what? When I think about set pieces, right? We won a treble on set pieces. If we think about the Champions League final, if we think about Man United's history, set pieces has always been a big part of our success. Recently, and I mean over the number of years, we haven't been successful on set pieces. And that is for a number of reasons. We don't have the talent. We're not training hard enough on set pieces, in my opinion. Famously, when David Beckham was at Man United, when Cristiano Ronaldo was at Man United, they used to stay behind after training to practice their free kicks, to practice their corner taking. Which player does that now? In my opinion, my friend, you can have all the trainers in the world, all the coaches in the world. If you're not implementing your game, if you're not training, doing it again, you're not going to improve at the end of the day. You're not going to improve. And I think like a number of our players are not training in regards to perfecting their craft in regards to set pieces, including Bruno Fernandes, of course. The next year Champions final, like Man United play Ajax, not Barcelona, Real Madrid. I hope so, mate. That would be lovely if Man United play Europa League final against someone like that. That would be easier for us, of course. We're not very lucky against Spanish teams over the years. We haven't had a good results against them. We did beat Barcelona last year, though, so that would be lovely if we did beat them. But Barcelona are doing very well. They won 7-0 the other day, of course. They're doing very well with their new manager. Of course, Hansi Flick has done very well so far for the team. They're top of the league, I believe they are. So Barcelona are looking pretty good this season. So let's see how they do with Hansi Flick and stuff. Of course, Hansi Flick was linked with Man United before, of course, as well, guys. So yeah, let's not discount that, of course, guys. Absolutely not. But guys, it's been a fantastic stream. Thank you so much for joining me, of course. And don't forget, I'll be back later on for Chatterbox at 5 p.m. The original 5 p.m. show in the Middle East and the original 2 p.m. show in the UK, of course. Now everyone wants to do streams at the same time as me. You know, it's crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? But, you know, we just move on. We just keep it moving at the end of the day, what people want to do and stuff, you know. But, guys, thank you so much for joining me. You're absolute legends. Thank you very, very much. And keep your positivity. Big game on Saturday. Let's go, guys. Let me just read some of these comments quickly. If we can fix our set pieces, a long way to score another time. Absolutely, Hayden. I absolutely believe in that. Absolutely. We will win titles. We will come back from there. This is the time when we rise back. Time to keep having the faith and belief in the fans too. We are united. Time for the fan base. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Cheers, Brian. Absolute legend. Thank you so much, guys. Break up Earthfan, of course. Thank you. Thanks for your support. You legend. Thank you, Jim. Don't forget Chatterbox later on. Don't forget to come on the original 5 o'clock show, of course, in the Middle East, 2 p.m. show in the UK, of course, guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. You're absolute legends. Love you all. Don't forget, I'll be back. I'll be back, guys. Good morning, sir. Big game coming ahead, team. Jamie Cyrus, good morning, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Much love to you. I'm about to leave the stream, but you can rerun it, my friend. Big up, Jim. You can rerun the show, my friend. Big up, Jamie, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me, my guy. Absolutely. Thank you, guys, again. And look, it's not all perfect, but we're getting there in the end, guys. Take it easy. I shall see you later for Chatterbox. Take it easy, guys. Peace.